our man Will Z with the newly minted WillZStats.com.
There we go.
Available for your viewing pleasure. Will continues to publish his preview by the numbers each game. Will, what's happening, my man?
Oh, just trying to get some sleep after all that website work. Building a website's hard, man. And I feel like there's still so much I need to do with it, but no, just excited for how it turned out at the first go, and it just feels good to kind of start branching out and doing my own thing a little bit more, but just happy to be back and happy that the season's back underway.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up, man. So, I mean, you watched game one, I know I saw the numbers flowing everywhere, man. What was one of your biggest takeaways with the numbers in game one?
Oh, man, just how many people for the Kings did so many different things. Like, not even just scoring, but rebounds and assists. I mean, everyone was doing everything, which is exactly how this team is built to be on any given game. You see Barnes come out with 33. It's like, yeah, we're not surprised by that, but I don't think anyone would have guessed that that's who their leading scorer was. But if you look at like rebounds and assists, 9 of the 10 players had at least 1 assist, and everyone had at least 1 rebound. So they're all contributing in that what seems like Mike Brown way. They're doing just a little bit of everything out there, which is so crucial for this team and how they're built.
How do you feel? I know how Kenny feels. How do you feel about the 50, 51 threes or whatever that was the other night?
I feel like it's 51. I felt so bad. I put 50 in my tweet with that wide open number. I hate when I put typos and I can't go back and edit it. But yeah, 51 feels like a lot to me, but it was also against the Jazz playing zone, and they were kind of giving up that 3. And you're not with the shot blockers and size that they have. You probably don't want to go inside over and over and over against the Jazz. So to me, it seemed more like a matchup thing. I don't know if that will carry over in terms of that super high volume. But against the Jazz, I like it. There are certain teams where I don't know if that's the recipe to success, but we'll have to wait and see on that, I guess.
The good thing about that, though, is it kind of feels like with De'Aaron Fox, with Malik Monk, if somebody plays a little differently where, they're not in the zone or they're trying to press up, they have guys with the quickness where they can get to the bucket.
Yep.
And they can get to the mid-range. Kevin Huerter, I know he's struggling right now, but he's a really good mid-range shooter. So, coming off the DHOs and, maybe not going all the way into the paint, but stopping at the nail, as Mark Jones would say, and pulling up. Yep. Obviously, we know what De'Aaron Fox's mid-range game is looking like. It seems like they'll be able to adjust to however the defense is playing that day.
Yeah, and that's what they did so good last year was if a team tried to take away the 3, they just get inside. If a team tried to take away both, they'd get to the line. Like they always worked off of what the defense was giving them, and I think we saw that continue in game one, and it just manifested itself in terms of a lot of threes.
What are we looking at tonight, man? Number 1 versus number 2 offenses in the league last year. The rematch, a regular season rematch of the 7-game series in the playoffs. Like what did the numbers tell us about this one?
I think it's going to come down. I know I just said maybe not threes every game, but it feels like this is going to come down to the 3-point shot and who's falling and who's not. Warriors went 10 of 43 in game 1 against the Suns. So not as many as the Kings, but 43 is a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously 10 of them going in isn't that great. And you had Steph, Clay, and Paul combined for 7 of 21. So that's 22.6%. I don't think you're going to see the 3 of them all struggle from beyond the arc again. At least one of them is probably going to start hitting their shots tonight. So it might be as simple as a 3-point battle, but I don't know. I'll start with that. And then I'll start there.
One of the things that I think is also going to be an issue for the Warriors tonight going up against this Kings team is they're a little small right now. They're even smaller than they normally would be with Draymond Green there, but he's out. So, yeah, you got Kevon Looney, and Kuminga's 7'7", so, you got him.
Yeah,
but
grew 3 inches since game 1.
Other than that, I think they're a little small, and if the Kings are on the boards the way they were in game one, I think that could pose a problem for Golden State on the Warriors' defensive boards. Like the Kings could be on the offensive boards, getting second chance shots, finishing inside. I think they're going to really look to dominate down low in this game against the Warriors.
Yeah, you saw the Suns had 17 offensive rebounds against the Warriors. That's a lot. I don't know what for reference, I can look at who led the league last year and see. Oh, that's funny. Golden State. Nope, that's this year. Last year, 13.4 for the Rockets. So giving up that many offensive rebounds, especially Sabonis. We know he had 6 in the opening night. Definitely, Kenny, I think that's an avenue that the Kings should be able to have an advantage in.
I love when we talk to Will and he has that Iron Man like wall in front of him where he's just looking left to right, and I'm just envisioning all of these giant numbers on the screen in front of him.
Like in 2 years, he's gonna be like moving in with his
fingers. Oh, it's gonna be like Wakanda. Yeah, Wakanda at the Will Z house. So you said something interesting. That what was, I think it was 10 of 43 you just said for the Warriors the other night.
Yeah,
they got back into, but is that they obviously didn't get back into that game by shooting 3-pointers. They had a huge third quarter. I know Steph hit a couple of key ones late, but if the three's not dropping for the Warriors, what's next?
They shot a ton of shots in the floater area. So they were, and this is where, again, I think it'll be a good matchup for the Kings. They had 47 shots in the paint. Only 12 of those came at the rim. 35 were in that floater area, which, again, further you get away from the basket, easier it is to defend. So it looks like, again, game one, it's hard to say. I'm really excited for a couple games to get underway and really start seeing some trends. So this could be nothing, but are they going to be kind of floater area Kings this year and just take a ton of those shots? I know Chris Paul, he doesn't like to get all the way to the rim. He likes to shoot in that little pull-up spot. Steph is so good there. So just be on the lookout for that area on the floor tonight. They really went to town there against the Suns.
So, Will, you had an interesting stat that I'm glad you put it out there, because I was thinking it. I just hadn't got around to saying it, and I wanted to see more, but I'm glad we got Will Z to break some things down. Said the Jazz shot 3 of 13, 23% from the field, and 0 of 2 from 3 on shots defended by Keegan Murray in that first game. Everyone says we need an elite wing defender, but what if they already have one in the making? Is that something you're going to kind of monitor with Keegan and see if, he can improve his on-ball defense and maybe turn into a two-way player right under our nose? We're not even thinking about it. Maybe he turns into that guy.
Yeah, definitely. He just has that length, and I think the desire to get better on defense, which is so important for that side of the ball, where I think he could turn into, I don't know if elite would be the best tier for him. I don't know if he'll get that far, but his footwork just looked a lot better against the Jazz, and he looks so much more active, quicker with his lateral movement. And I think that combined with his length could really turn into some disruptive defense. He doesn't have to, I think, be like that lockdown guy like OG, but if he could get right under that in like that second or even third tier, it'd be huge for the team, especially paired with Fox's increased intensity on defense.
Anything about Sasha, Duarte, Kevin Huerter, the guys who have been a focal point or seemingly have been a focal point the last few weeks? Anything really stand out to you about them in game number one?
I think just it looks, thinking back to the first preseason game, they look a lot more comfortable with each other. I think that we'll see that offense of the second unit just get better as time goes on. And I know Monk has talked about it, how they're all just trying to kind of work on that chemistry. Not much in the numbers yet. It's still too early, I think, for that in terms of looking at it. But you just think about the offense that this bench could bring, and it's the same as the starters. You could have anyone kind of, when you're talking about the bench, score 20, and that's a really good night off the bench. You could see Monk doing it. Sasha, you never know if his shots start going in at a high volume. Duarte. They have so many different players that can come in and score off the bench that you don't have to rely on just Monk to score. That I think, just like their starters, you see that kind of options out there. Sorry, my cat just really wants to hang out with you guys today.
No, cat wants to chill out, man. He's excited for the home opener.
Or pet friendly. So is the cat's name De'Aaron?
Oh, it is Scout, because she's got a big personality.
That works. The
middle name is De'Aaron.
The next one can be named Fox or Sabonis.
Yeah, deal.
It's good stuff. Will, it is great to have you back, man. Great to have these preview by the numbers back.
Yeah, man.
Everybody, make sure you bookmark willzstats.com. Become a Patreon member as well. Remember, Will just put this site up. Game 1. I know Will was working on it all weekend. But go check out the site, willzstats.com. Become a Patreon member. Do all of that stuff. I know there's great things from Will Z on the horizon. And man, we expect you to be with us here each game, man. It's always great to talk to you, my friend.
I appreciate it. Can I say one more thing? One more quick little tidbit?
No. Of course.
Okay. I'm so okay, I'll go. Don't expect a big game from Sabonis. I know a lot of people probably want a revenge game, but just know Looney's really good interior defender, and I don't think his Sabonis' struggles in the playoff were so much as struggles as Looney being really, really good. So I'd like the Kings to score and look at other matchups, but so just don't be surprised with Sabonis.
No.
Sabonis going for
okay, that's fine.
I want 40 and 20.
All right. I'd be happy with it. More than happy.
But I'm glad you pointed that out, though. We did kind of, I think it was collectively undermine that. Kevon Looney's pretty good at his job.
Yeah.
He kind of gets lost in the shuffle of like guys that you talk about on the Golden State Warriors because of Draymond and his antics in that series, but also because of Draymond, the player, Clay, Steph, Wiggins, all of those guys. Kevon Looney is actually really good. And his job is to make things as frustrating as possible for Domantas Sabonis or Alex Len or whoever he's playing against. And he does a really good job at it. And it's infuriating.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to have a couple oohs.
I'm going to track those this year. The Monk to McGee alley-oops.
If they don't put the Young M.A. sounder on the Go to One Center, man, they doing it wrong.
They might not know.
I'm gonna go tell.
Help them out. How about you'll be there today? Help them out. Yeah, help them out.
Like, hey, you know Young M.A., right?
Have it ready on your phone. Have it ready on your phone.
Give him the aux score.
Give him the aux score. Scott, come on, man. Let's do it. Though I don't think Scott's the one that pressed the button for the sound. It might be our man Mo, but in any event, appreciate you, Will. Thank you as always, my friend.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.